Hey guys, so it's that time again. We have another Marvel movie that's been released, one that everybody was looking forward to because it's a Marvel movie. We all look forward to Marvel movies, don't we? So, this one, Captain Marvel, comes on the heels of Infinity War. So, everybody is expecting really great things from it. Did it deliver? Let's get into it and find out. Captain Marvel is directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck and stars Brie Larson, Jude Law, Ben Mendelsohn, Annette Bening, and a slew of others, Samuel L. Jackson, of course. And this is a story of Carol Danvers, who doesn't remember her life, doesn't know exactly who she is. She's fighting on the side of the Kree against the Skrull. She believes she's fighting for something righteous and true. But of course, with all wars, there's two sides to the story. And as her memories start to come back to her, certain things start to become apparent. She realizes that there's more to this story than meets the eye. So, Captain Marvel. So this movie, I think it's going to be one that is going to be a bit divisive. You know, before it even came out, I was hearing things. And I was trying not to pay attention to what other people are saying before movie comes out. I try my best not to, watch other reviews and stuff like that until I've seen it so that it doesn't, it doesn't make me biased one way or the other. So what can I say about this movie other than it's a good Marvel movie, but it's not a great one. So let's talk about the stuff that I really enjoyed, first of all. And first and foremost, I have to say that I think as an origin story, it's very well handled. The way that they use, I don't want to get into it yet because it's very new out there. I'm sure some people haven't seen it. But the way they reveal Carol's backstory and her memories is really kind of genius. I thought it was a smart way of getting that information out there without going that whole generic route of dragging out an origin story. So that was really well handled. Some of the visuals here are very good. There's a scene with a giant explosion on a beach, or I guess that's a lake, I'm not sure, but it opens with that, and it's really phenomenal to look at. There are a couple moments when she's in full Captain Marvel garb with the mohawk or faux hawk, whatever you want to call it, and I love that moment as well. I thought that was really good. Some of the fight sequences are strong, others not so much. That stuff is a lot of fun. And speaking of fun, I would say that this movie had a lot more laughs than I was expecting. I was honestly laughing a lot. There's a lot of great lines there, especially from Ben Mendelsohn and Sam Jackson. They have the best material in this, and they also seem to be having the best time. These two characters for me are the standards, especially Ben Mendelsohn. He is fantastic here, and if it's one thing Marvel knows how to do is give you a sympathetic villain, and they do a fantastic job with that here as well. And I have to say huge props to Samuel L. Jackson. First of all, the visuals, that whole de-aging thing, I would forget about it as the movie went along. It was really, I would say it was 99% effective, especially when it came to him. Not so much Agent Coulson, unfortunately. There it was a little bit jarring. But with Sam Jackson, I thought it was really well done. I would honestly forget that they were using de-aging on him. And as for him, how he portrays Nick Fury here, I loved it, because this is not the Nick Fury that we know. This is not the jaded Nick Fury who has seen a lot of things and doesn't trust anybody. This is a Nick Fury that actually seems to love his job. He's having a fun time. He's very new in what he's doing with Shield, and it shows. He's very, very likable character, and I loved it. It was a fresh take on Fury that we haven't seen, and I thought it was really well done, and Sam Jackson did a fantastic job with it. Ben Mendelsohn, Sam Jackson, they were my standouts in this movie. Jude Law, I think he does well. To me, he doesn't have that much to do here. I feel like he had more fun with his role in King Arthur as a villain there. Here, he's fine, he has screen presence. I don't know. I think he has his stronger, more recent roles was Dumbledore and King Arthur. That's just my opinion. Annette Bening, she does what she has to do. The side characters don't have that much development in this, with the exception of the characters I just spoke about. But these are the things that work. Now let's get into what didn't really work for me. And sad to say, Brie Larson. Now, Captain Marvel is a character. I'm an avid comic book reader, and Captain Marvel is a character that I enjoy reading about. You know, she's not like, I wouldn't say I chased down all of the books, but I'm definitely very familiar with this character. So when I think about who Captain Marvel is, in terms of her behavior, she's very confident, she's a badass, you know, she's definitely a leader, a soldier, a warrior, all those things. Brie Larson is not what I pictured. Honestly, you know, I had my choices and she wasn't on the list, but she's a fantastic actress and I was willing to give it a shot. Because in my opinion, Marvel has done a really solid job of casting people to the point where you can't see anyone else in those roles. So again, I went in there with very open mind, but unfortunately for me, she doesn't have that screen presence that screams superhero, especially a hero that is as powerful as Miss Marvel. She's fine in certain areas. She has a sweet disposition about her in some scenes. Her strength is there in other scenes, but she comes across more like somebody who is trying to be a superhero, trying to look like a superhero than someone that is a superhero, if that makes sense to you guys. Like I said, other characters would overtake her in scenes, you know, whenever Fury was there, especially when it was a scene that had Fury and Ben Mendelsohn, Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn's character. I think his name is Topa or Tofa, I'm not too sure about that. When they were on screen with her, she disappeared, and that's not a good thing, you know. Her voice also doesn't really have that. She has a very soft type of speaking voice that doesn't scream badass to me. I would not write her off though. I think she just needs to work on it, honestly. And we have her coming up in Avengers Endgame, of course. She plays a pivotal role in that. And Marvel has built up enough solid credit that I'm willing to give her another chance, so to speak. She's not a failure in the role. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she doesn't give off that badass vibe that a character like Marvel needs. She doesn't feel like Wonder Woman level of respect. You know, if you think back to that scene in is it Batman v Superman, when Wonder Woman jumps in and kind of saves them from that thing that was supposed to be Doomsday. That moment she stole the show. Just her presence alone. She wasn't even really doing that much or saying that much. I just feel like Brie Larson's Captain Marvel in this movie doesn't have that presence, doesn't have that oomph. But overall, the movie is still a good movie. There's a lot there to enjoy. I think it's a solid story. I think the visuals work most of the times. I enjoy the 90s stuff. You know, I was a teen in the 90s, so whenever the music kicked in, I was singing along. I thought the jokes worked. But overall, for me, Brie Larson, and also this movie seems to lack a certain emotional impact. I think maybe the soundtrack wasn't as strong, the score I should say wasn't as strong as it needed to be. There were moments that just didn't pack that emotional punch that we expect from a Marvel movie. I never felt those moments, except for when Ben Mendelsohn's character has a standout moment here, there, and everywhere. Honestly, guys, he steals the show in my opinion. But other than that, everything else, I'm looking at the movie, I'm being entertained by the movie, but I'm not feeling anything. So with all of that stuff unpacked, overall, guys, for me, this movie is a 6.5 out of 10. I think Marvel, like I said, I don't think Marvel makes bad movies. Iron Man 2 is low down there, but I still don't think it's that bad of a movie. But this is a movie that I feel with multiple viewings, I don't know how it's gonna stand up. It's one of those movies when you sit down and you rewatch all the Marvel movies, you decide to do that. I'm not sure where Captain Marvel is gonna fall in the fray, but right now coming off the heels of such strong films like Spider-Man Homecoming and Avengers Infinity War, Captain Marvel has fallen a few bars from where we were expecting it to be. That's just my opinion. I'm sure there are people out there who loved it. And if so, let me know why. Let me know why you think Brie Larson is a fantastic Captain Marvel. And like I said, I am going to give her a second chance to win me over. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit that like button. It's really appreciated. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face right over there. And that's going to be it. So until next time, guys. Bye-bye.